What's up everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Friday, May 15th. Now, I gotta share with you what I've been seeing on chain because I just found out a whole bunch of Binance linked wallets, and a lot of these different wallets have history with the Binance Ordinal hot wallet. Now, sooner or later, I'm gonna gather all the information from all these different wallets to see how much allocation of the dog token supply is within these Binance linked wallets. But that's for a later video, possibly next week. What I do want to share with you in today's video is why these Binance linked wallets have been completely active and how they've actually had historical data show us that they have been accumulating behind the scenes. But today's video also, we need to cover the dog Bitcoin price, because what you're seeing on your screen right now with the dog price going down is actually artificial. And I'll prove that to you just looking at the trading volume on all the exchanges. It all will make sense by the time you finish this video. So let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So you may have noticed that DOG is down to around 81 million market cap, down 4.75% over the past 24 hours. Now, I will pay attention to one thing. Have you noticed that the trading volume on all the exchanges are absolutely low? I mean, look at BitGet, which I'll talk about again in a little bit. It's up 34,000 US dollars in the past 24 hours. That's extremely low. 73 for Gate, MEXC's at 59, Kraken's at 59 as well. Why are these so low? Well, it's all on purpose, okay? So before we dive in deep into that, I want to remind everybody. Now, next Tuesday on May 19th, we're doing the Dog Silver Medallion giveaway, which is worth roughly around $699 in value. Now, all you have to do is make sure that you participate in this by following C2 Blockchain, following my account on X, and also, most importantly, joining my X subscription for only $1. That makes you eligible to win the specific coin. It's only $1 in exchange for a $699 coin. It's pretty fantastic. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. What's going on with Bitcoin? Bitcoin right now is down 2.79%. In yesterday's video, during the whole Senate Banking Committee passing the Clarity Act, and that's now moving on to the Senate floor, it was at 81,000, but today it's 79,000. So the fact that it's dipped, it's going to affect everything else, right? But why is Bitcoin dipping? Could it be that maybe we're getting a new Fed chair? I mean, today is Jerome Powell's last day as Fed chair. He's been in this place for over 8 years, especially during the pandemic. He's going to be replaced by Kevin Warsh. Now, people think that Kevin Warsh may not cut rates, and that's why we're seeing this happen on Polymarket, where the chance of a Fed rate cut in 2026 has dropped down to roughly 20%. So ever since March all the way up until this point, it's dropped down significantly. And that's just because people see the CPI data thinking that there's no way that the Fed is going to cut rates at all. In fact, they may even hike interest rates, which is actually not good. I mean, that's just my personal perspective on why the market's reacting like this, but who knows? Anything could change within a flip of a switch, right? This is just how the markets work. Let's look at the meme coin sector. Right now, everything's down just like Bitcoin is, right? But I want to pay attention to a few coins. Look at Pudgy Penguins, down 4%, Pepe down 5.86%. I want to pay attention to one coin. SPX 6900 is down 13%. Now, the reason it's down so much is because it was up so much due to the market makers creating artificial trading volume with the SPX, because SPX is listed on multiple tier 1 exchanges. Who knows if there was a pay to play listing fee behind all that, but all the trading volume that happens with SPX and Pudgy Penguins is artificial because they have those market makers to make it seem like they're actually having community pump the token when really it's not at all. It's the retail being treated as exit liquidity. Fartcoin's down 8%. We have ApeCoin down 6%. Let's scroll to where DAW Bitcoin is. DAW Bitcoin's only down 4.3%. Even Brett and Turbo are down 8 to like 9%, which is kind of crazy. Now, here's another fascinating image. Look at this. This is the top 20 meme coins by market cap. These are blue chip meme coins. How are they performing year to date? Well, as of today, May 15th, you can see that DOG is actually the best performing meme coin, even though they've all retraced back and they've all had a sudden pullback. Still, DOG is outperforming all of them. And this is the power of a Bitcoin meme coin, especially the number one Bitcoin meme coin. Now, let's move into today's data, right? So you're looking at the market cap and also the price of dog at 81 million market cap. Now, why did dog dip? Well, it's artificial pricing. Remember, I paid attention to the specific trading volume on all these exchanges. Notice that they're all extremely low, but also notice on chain what's going on. Well, the long-term holders hasn't changed. It's still at 80%. Remember, this is a mix of retail and the Binance linked wallets, which I will talk about in just a little bit, but they've not changed. They've not moved any funds. They've not sent any inflows or a lot of outflows to different wallets. As you can see, there's very minimal amount of inflows and transfers and outflows and transfers at all. So what you're seeing here is just what CoinMarketCap's doing. It's pricing in dog based on the liquidity flow between these exchanges. This is actually not reflective of what's going on chain. So this to me is artificial. This is not actually retail selling. It's just mimicking the behavior of retail so that you can sell your bags so that they can buy back in. Now, let's bring up one great point. I want to give a shout out to Dan from Crypto Capital Ventures, reports almost every single day with the macro landscape of the crypto sector. But he brought up a great point. He said the entire dog theme category totals roughly $22 to $23 billion, which Dogecoin is making up the vast majority. Now, Bitcoin also has a dog coin called Dog, and it's sitting at 90 million, or at the time of this recording, 81 million market cap. It's fairly distributed. It's also the most secure because it's on Bitcoin, and the fact is on Bitcoin in a super cycle. I mean, just think about that. And why should we think about that? Because he's looking at data like this. If you look at all the different dog theme meme coins that are blue chips, these are ones on the Dogecoin blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, and the Solana blockchain. All of these have hit in the multi-billions of dollars market cap, yet Dog has not. It's because Dog hasn't experienced a Bitcoin meme coin super cycle. It's not had a super cycle yet. All these other ones have. It will happen next for Dog. And why do I know that for sure? It's because if you look at the parabola events of every dog theme meme coin, Dog Bitcoin is next in line. It just is. Like, you can't stop it. It's going to happen eventually at some point or another. This is what we call the boring phase, or some would like to call it stagnation or consolidation. These things are to bore people out, to make people pay attention to a different coin that's already pumping. They don't want you to pay attention to something that's already low. It happens every single time with every dog theme meme coins. So this is what Dan's talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what most likely other people that are invested in the dog Bitcoin army understand. This is just the fundamentals of the best performing meme coin assets, which are dog theme meme coins. Now here's some breaking news if you did not know. Check this out. This is the Runes transaction volume on the Bitcoin network, which is in blue. What have you noticed? Well, we have returned to all-time highs close to the previous launch and initial launch of the Runes protocol. So just notice that, okay? So April 2024 is when Runes protocol was born, and most of 2024 saw a lot of dominance there. But all of a sudden 2025 was completely dead. But you started to see a rise of Runes transactions increasing over that year up until this month of May of 2026. It's returned to those levels. That means Runes are not only not dead, they're actually coming back in full force. The epic comeback that is the most hated rally is literally happening right now as you're watching this video. It's not coming, it's not ahead, it's happening right now as we speak. Now, let's talk about the Binance linked wallets that I just have to talk about, okay? So I've actually uncovered a lot of different things. And what have I noticed, first of all, yesterday on May 14th? Well, apparently, remember intermediary wallet number 1 and 2, which are financial bridges to market maker number 1 and number 2, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Well, these specific wallets actually interacted with BitGet, meaning they sent some funds over to BitGet for a reason. These specific wallets actually have interaction and history with the Binance Ordinal hot wallet. Let's move on to the next thing. So I found a new wallet that came out of nowhere ending in CH8J. Now, this specific wallet had a latest transfer of Dog 15 days ago. And this has a previous history with interacting with the Binance Ordinal hot wallet roughly around 10 times in its past. That means this wallet isn't just something that's just completely coincidence. It was actually accumulating Dog even over a year ago, but was active just 15 days ago, accumulating more Dog in its portfolio. Isn't that very interesting? And then right after that, I found another wallet. Now this wallet is also very interesting. It has $57,000 worth of Dog in its portfolio. Now this specific wallet was active roughly 25 days ago, up to a month ago, 2 months ago, and even 6 months ago. That's how crazy this is. This was active on November 15th of 2025. And it was interacting with market maker number 1 and market maker number 2, which I just brought up, right? Market maker number 1, EAE9, and market maker number 2, TACH. Interesting, right? How they're all interacting with the Binance Ordinal hot wallet. Remember, these are funds, by the way, being sent over to the wallet. This isn't someone that's buying DOG and then transferring it over to Bitcoin Ordinal hot wallet, meaning like maybe taking profits. It's the other way around. 3 weeks ago, the recent transfer, like I said before, was Binance Ordinal hot wallet sending funds to this wallet. Does that make sense? Now, yesterday, again, we have to talk about BitGet. So the reason I'm talking about BitGet is because yesterday I started noticing some other wallets that have actually been on my radar. So these specific 2 wallets, number 25 and number 43, which is right over here and right over here. These 2 specific wallets that I've noticed have always had interactions with each other. And that means they also have interactions with market maker number 2, which we know is connected to the Binance Ordinal hot wallet. So what happened was that these wallets ended up receiving funds from BitGet. Why is this very interesting? Why is it interesting that they receive funds from BitGet? Because guess what? Even though this is 23 minutes ago, 5 hours before that, guess what happened? So what I noticed is that this specific wallet right over here, which is intermediary wallet number 1, guess what happened 5 hours before the previous slide that I just shared with you? This intermediary wallet sent funds over to BitGet. And remember, this wallet, intermediary wallet number 1, is connected to Binance. So this wallet sent funds over to BitGet, then it was doing some trading off chain, and then withdraw those funds back into these specific wallets right here, wallet number 25 and number 43. This is all a part of the network that Binance is a part of, okay? This is just me sharing with you on-chain data. This isn't speculation. Now, with that said, I'm in the works of compiling all the different Binance linked wallets together, just seeing how much of the token supply of DOG is within these different wallets, right? And it's only the wallets that I've discovered. So this is going to take me some time to kind of figure out and kind of do all the diagrams and stuff, but I look forward to sharing that data. But let's talk about the charting analysis of DOG Bitcoin, because right now DOG, in terms of the rainbow moving average, which is this, colorful moving average wavelength that you're seeing right here, this is where DOG is currently, even though you see this pullback of DOG's price. It's right now above the green line and blue line. And why is that very important? Every single time that we see that happen in the past, which has happened 4 times, DOG sees a pump to the upside. And the reason I bring that up is because we want to see the DOG price, which is this like kind of yellow line right here. We want it above not just the blue and green line, but we also want it above the red line. The red line is actually very important because if we get DOG price above the red wavelength, basically, then that confirms that we are now flipping more bullish and we are heading into another rally. So basically what we want is that we want the blue line to go above the DOG price, because what happens every single time? Well, every single time that the blue line is below it, that means the DOG price goes down. When the blue wavelengths go above the DOG price, the price of DOG goes up. You can see it happen over here, a reversal, and over here, a reversal. Every single time you see that the blue wavelengths are pretty much above the DOG price, and that's always very positive. So we're seeing that happening right now, and we'll be sure to pay attention to this day in and day out. Now, this is the DOG price. Right now, it's kind of bouncing off of the 80 million support level, so nothing's really changed. Right now, like I said, we're kind of in a stagnation consolidation phase, the most boring phase of all. We are still in the buyer's market within the MACD, but the RSI, like I said before in yesterday's video, I've never seen this before in DOG's history, is trading sideways. That is abnormal. Something's going on. Something's coiling up. I don't know exactly what it is, but this is no coincidence that DOG price saw a rejection 3 times at the $90 million market cap. That's a major resistance. They don't want DOG price to go that high. Now, what's really interesting is that when you look at DOG compared to SPX 6900, you're seeing that DOG is seeing more strength against SPX 6900, just over like 6.95% in the past 24 hours. So this is just everything in a nutshell. I wanted to share this with you because what you're seeing on CoinMarketCap does not determine the value of DOG. It's just the price of DOG determined by the liquidity flow between all these centralized exchanges. And as I said before, you can see that all these different trading volumes on all these exchanges are very low, and they're low for a reason. Maybe because we keep calling out and exposing all these different wallets, exploiting the manipulation behind DOG price off-chain and on-chain. Maybe that's why they're inactive, but they always have a plan. They probably are watching the videos, but they always have something planned ahead. And probably that's what they're doing right now behind the scenes. scenes. Whatever you do, do not sell your dog. Do not fall for it. They want you to sell your dog. Do not give it to them. So with that said, let me know your thoughts down below. I look forward to sharing all the different Binance linked wallets all together and finding out how much token supply that they do have. So when I do find that out, I'll post it in next week's video, or maybe even on X rather than later. So with that said, I want to thank our sponsors, C2 Blockchain and Trucker Biff. Thank you for smashing that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog of the Moon. Till then, have a nice weekend, everybody.